So, good day everyone. I am Mary Joyce Samtin and I am going to discuss to you the cuisine of Spain. So, let's have first know the history and background of Spain. So, I will read to you the presentation. Spain, country located in extreme southwestern Europe, it occupies about 85% on the Iberian Peninsula, which it shares with its smaller neighbor Portugal. So here in the Philippines, the closest country is Indonesia in the south and Vietnam for the west and mainland China to the north. So Roman Catholicism became the official religion of Spain in 589 and has been closely identified with the country ever since. Spain was first founded in December 6, 1978. So the capital, according to my research, the capital of Spain is the Madrid. The official language of Spain is Spanish or rather Castilian or Castellano, and is understood everywhere in the country. So, like here in the Philippines, our official language is Tagalog. So, if you speak in Tagalog everywhere here in our country, uh, they will understand it. So, Spain is bordered by many mountain ranges. Like here in Isabela, we are bordered by many mountain ranges. So next is their food culture. So the most widely eaten meats are pork, chicken, and beef. But in much of the country, lamb is eaten on special occasions. For example, is the wedding. Very fond of both fish and shellfish. Spaniards are among the world's largest consumers of seafood. Legumes, especially lentils and chickpeas, also form an important part of the Spanish diet. So Spaniards love to eat seafood. The most obvious, especially for foreign visitors, is the organization of the day and the scheduling of the meals. So they have the meal scheduling. So for their lunch or it serves as the main meal of the day. It can be eaten um, between 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. And for their supper or the lighter meal, it can be eaten between 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Traditional Spanish cuisine is down to earth, uncomplicated food that is based on the ingredients available locally or the crops grown regionally. So, their ingredients is from galing din sa mga tanim nila. Many dishes are prepared today using the same cooking methods and ingredients as they were 200 or 300 years ago. So, I think panahon pa yan ng mga Arab. So, their cooking methods is not changed since the Roman era. So, their influence made fabulous contribution to Spanish cuisine. And take note that the main ingredients in cooking their food is olive oil and garlic. So, one thing is for sure, food in Spain is fresh, abundant, and full of flavor. And the Spanish love their food dearly. So next is their food etiquettes. Dining etiquette for beginning to eat. Do not begin eating until the host says, "Buen appetito." So, "Buen appetito" in English is enjoy your meal. So, before they begin to eat, so the host will say, "Enjoy your meal." Dining etiquette for utensils. Spaniards do not switch knives and forks. The knife remain in the right hand and the fork remain in the left hand. When the meal is finished, the knife and fork are laid parallel to each other across the right side of the plate. So imagine that this is a plate and this is the knife or knives, and this is a fork. It can be laid like this. Imagine that this is a round plate and it can be laid like this, parallel. So dining etiquette for sitting. The most honored position is at the head of the table, with the most important guest seated immediately to the right of the host. Women to the right of the host and men to the right of the hostess. If there is a hosting couple, one will be seated uh, at each end of the table. So imagine that the table is rectangle and one will be seated of the in the end of the table and the other guests or hosts will be seated in the other end of the table. So next is dining etiquette for paying the bill. The one who invites usually pays the bill. So for example, me, I invited you to eat to the restaurant, then I will be the one to pay the bill since I invited you. Dining etiquette for your hands. When not holding utensils, use your hand should be visible. So your hands should not be in the bottom of the table or in the top of your lap. Uh, it should be in the top of the table. So next, unlike China, Spain is a country where it's usually rude to leave food on your plate. So for them kasi, it is wasteful. If you're starting to feel full, it would be better or try to eat as much as you can and then refuse for a second serving. So next, let's move to their national dish or staple foods. Number one is paella. Paella is a rice dish originally from the Valencian community. Paella is regarded as one of the community's identifying symbols. It is one of the best known dishes in Spanish cuisine. Although paella originates from Valencia, it's recognized as the national food of Spain, and there are several different varieties. The most common types of paella are chicken paella, seafood paella, or mixed paella. As we can see on the picture above, it is an example of seafood paella, a combination of seafood, meat, and vegetables. So number two is tapas. Tapas are essentially pieces of bread with a combination of ingredients like olives, seafood, vegetables, and meat. Tapas serve as snacks designed to substitute for dinner and mitigate some of the effects of, though visitors will also discover free tapas in parts of Granada. So as I've said a while ago, uh, their main ingredients in cooking their food is olive oil. So they tend to use olive oil than vegetable oil according to Habiluti. Granada is the last place city in Spain where tapas usually comes as a bonus when you buy a drink, according to Hub UK. And so it's served as a freebie. So number three is Serrano ham. Serrano ham is another regional delicacy. The Andalusian highlands have low humidity and cold winters, ideal for curing this iconic Spanish meat. The ham is cured and then sliced wafer thin. So as we can see on the picture, it can be eaten as is, or combined with tapas, cheese, or melon. So next, number four is the manzanilla olives. This greenish brown olive grows abundantly in the region's fertile soil and warm climate. So locals enjoy these olives with tapas or in salads and numerous other dishes. So lastly is the gazpacho. Gazpacho stand out as one of the best known foods in Andalusia. Gazpacho is a cold tomato soup with breadcrumbs, garlic, olive oil, raw cucumbers, and peppers. So, the people of Andalusia often serve this refreshing dish in spring and summer as a lunch starter before the main entry. So, as we can see, para siyang shawarma. And Spaniards serve gazpacho as their appetizer. And lastly, their cooking methods, cocido, ola, pote, guiso, estofado, or escudella are the Spanish term for stew. Stew is nilaga. This is one dish that could be called characteristic of Spain, although each region has its own version. The Spanish do not only stew, they roast, fry, and saute many foods. The Spanish, it is not as common to bake or broil, although they do grill meats on a metal plate or a charcoal grill. So, as the Spanish say, to wish everyone a good meal, buen provecho. Pro- Buen provecho in English means enjoy. So that's all po for today. Thank you.